Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded a long video over here on YouTube, but you guys know what time of year it is. It is officially October 1st. You guys know what that means. It is time for 31 Days of Horror. Honestly, every year it gets harder and harder. If I only watch horror movies, you would think that this would be like an easy video for me to film. It's my favorite, but it's definitely a tough one to do. Thankfully, there was a lot of good horror movies this year, so there is a good mixture of new movies and old movies. So I'm excited to share my list with you guys. If you are new here, I do share 31 horror movies to watch in the month of October. You can mix them up, you can watch them in order. There is no particular order except for the first and last one. Watch those on the 1st and on the 31st or vice versa. Those two movies are really good movies to watch on Halloween or just to get you in the spirit of October. And it is October 1st. You guys know what that means. It is Halloween season. So I did upload my first Halloween look over on Instagram. I'm so excited about it because it is one of the movies that I put in this list. And I will be posting obviously all my looks on Instagram, also on TikTok. And if you guys want this 31 Days of Horror list like physically to actually read, I will post the list over on my Halloween's Instagram. This video is usually pretty long. I am yapping about 31 movies, so grab a snack, grab a coffee. My coffee right here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Number 1, Hell House LLC. Can't believe how long it took me to watch this movie. I think I put it off for so long. I had tried to watch it a couple times, and both times I just wasn't in the right headspace, and I just kind of kept getting distracted. But we finally sat down and watched it, and oh my god, I love this movie so much. I see why everybody loves this movie. Found footage isn't my favorite genre of horror, but this was such a great watch. It honestly is genuinely scary. I'll give you the synopsis. 5 years after an unexplained malfunction causes the death of 15 tour goers and staff on opening night of a Halloween haunted house tour, the documentary crew travels back to the scene of the tragedy to find out what really happened. It will make you rethink every Halloween haunt and maze and stuff that you go into during Halloween. It's honestly so scary. And if you found footage and you haven't seen this one yet, which I feel like most people have, so many people talk about it. But if you haven't managed to see it yet, I definitely recommend it. I think it is so good. Okay, next movie is Mads. This came out last year and I don't remember when I watched it. I had to have watched it after October because I definitely would have 1000% put it on my list last year. But this movie is so fucking good. Oh my god, I was gagged watching this. This is a zombie movie, and I'll tell you right now, I don't really like zombie movies. There's literally probably less than a handful of zombie movies that I actually like. It's just not my favorite genre at all. I just don't really think they're scary. I don't really usually like the stories that follow along. But this is so different. There is a one-shot scene in here that I love. A one-shot. A one-shot will gag me every single time. And this was so good. Oh my gosh. This is a French film, so that should tell you something right there. It says, a teenager stops off to see his dealer to test a new drug before heading off for a night of partying. On the way home, he picks up an injured woman and the night takes a surreal turn. I feel like if you like Climax, if you've ever seen Climax, that is one of my favorite movies of all time, and this reminds me a little bit of it. It's kind of has the same kind of tone, and I just love this movie so much. I was truly gagged watching it. Number 3 is Weapons. Of course, if you have seen this movie, I'm sure you're not surprised that this is on my list. This was so fun. Genuinely one of the best horror movies I've seen in a really long time. It was funny, it was creepy, it was scary. Gladys, the icon that you are. By the way, if you like this movie and you like Gladys from this movie, I 1000% recommend going to my Instagram. Just saying. She may or may not be my look for this year, but I love this movie so much. Basically, all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time. A community is left questioning who or what is behind the disappearance. I was so gagged watching this. It was such a pleasant, joyful movie experience as well. I feel like everyone and their mom has been saying how much they love this movie, and by no surprise, it is just that good. Next movie, this is not necessarily super Halloween vibe. Do I really want to watch this during the Halloween season? That doesn't get me in the mood, but this is such an amazing horror movie, and I haven't seen every movie yet this year, but I think this is still my favorite movie of the year by far, and that is Bring Her Back. I am wearing the shirt today. I haven't been affected by a movie like this since Hereditary. It is a genuinely great horror movie, but it's also so devastating. I actually left the theater sobbing, so if that tells you anything, yeah. Following the death of their father, a brother and sister are introduced to their new sibling by their foster mother, only to learn that she has a terrifying secret. This movie is just so sad. Like, also terrifying, and it's so scary. There are some scenes in here that are genuinely like engraved in my brain. There are scenes that I had to like turn away from. Me and my boyfriend were like literally just like covering our eyes. It is so perfect. It's such a perfect horror movie. Since a lot of things don't scare me because I've seen pretty much like so many horror movies, I feel like I really connect with the ones that hit me right at home. And as you can tell from the movie, it's called Bring Her Back. So I'm sure you could see this one hit home a little bit. Those movies that really like stab me in the gut, really like take my heart, twist it around, punch it, and make me really sad, but also genuinely scared are my favorite types of movies. And I think that this movie executed that so well. I still think by far this is my favorite movie of the entire year, not even just horror movie, but as a whole. It is amazing. I have yet to be able to bring myself to watch it again because it is so devastatingly sad. The last shots of this movie is really one of like the saddest things I've ever seen. So next movie is Blade. Now, I actually have never fully seen this movie until recently. I had seen bits and pieces. I had seen the blood rave scene, and I saw like a lot of it sporadically throughout my life, but I had never like actually sat down and watched it. And I was gagged. This is so good. Just a good watch. I'm sure I don't have to go too much into detail about this one. Blade, he's basically a half vampire, half mortal. He becomes a protector of humanity against an underground army of vampires. It's just gag worthy. Honestly, I was loving every second of it. I think this is a perfect watch like during the Halloween season. I love vampires. Vampires are my favorite. So I don't know why it took me so long to like actually fully sit down and watch it. Obviously, with no surprise, I'm going to lead into watching this next movie. I think you should watch these like back to back. I think it'd be real fun. That is Sinners. I think this is my second favorite movie of the year by far. I think this and Bring Her Back are like tied, honestly, for me. What a pleasant experience. Probably one of my favorite theater experiences I've ever had. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen it, you know, seeing that scene in IMAX was life-changing. It was so incredible. And one of the things this year, I have really been avoiding trailers. I have not been watching trailers for anything like at all. I managed to avoid most of this one. I went into this pretty blind, other than knowing that Jack O'Connell from Skins was in here, and that was kind of my selling point, honestly. If you're a Skins girly, you know, Cook. I saw Cook and I was like, I'm sad. I just love vampire movies. They're one of my favorites, and they just did like this vampire story so well, so different, and there's so much to be said about this movie. I think it was just beautiful. These are the movies that Nicole Kidman is talking about in her AMC commercial. Like, this was a cinematic masterpiece. It was so beautiful and just a life-changing moment seeing this in theaters. And I just loved this movie so much. We watched it again the other night, and just seeing that scene again, I was just gagged. Even at home on my like just home TV. It was just so good. Peak cinema, if you will. Right, next movie is Return of the Living Dead. I had also never fully seen this movie either, and I watched it, and we had such a good time watching this. It was so fun, and is one of the few zombie movies I do like. I think the way that they made Tarman, it was just so interesting, and so, this came out in '85, so like just so fun to see that. There's so many things that actually were like, had me gasping. Like, there's one scene, if you've seen it, with the split dog. I was gagged. I was speechless, actually. I had never seen anything like that ever. And that was like now in 2025. So I can't even imagine back in '85. Like, that is crazy. Such a good time. So campy, so fun. I live for like the punks in here. It's so good. I love this. And if you've never seen it, please watch it. It's such a good, like, fun movie to watch like during Halloween season. They're like in a cemetery. It's just fun. It's a fun movie, and I loved it. Right, next movie, Final Destination Bloodlines. Oh my god, I was so pleasantly surprised with this movie. I mean, was I surprised? Not really. I love all the Final Destinations except for 5. We don't talk about that one. but I love all the Final Destinations. Like, Final Destination is peak movies to me, especially like early 2000s. Nothing is topping Final Destination 3 to me. Sorry, like, Final Destination 3 is just a perfect horror movie, in my opinion. Final Destination 2, and I love 4. I love the first one. And Bloodlines was exactly what I was expecting from a Final Destination movie. The MRI scene, one of those moments that's going to go down in history. That is just so good. I was just having such a good time. Like, everything was so good. I ended up watching this in 4DX, and that was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Oh my god, it was so much fun. Just continues to be part of the like amazing Final Destination legacy. This was Tony Todd's last film, and I even cried during this movie. I laughed, I cried, so many emotions, but it was so good, and I love this movie so much. I cannot believe I haven't included this movie on a list yet, which is very shocking to me because I love it so much, but I haven't. At least I don't think I have. If I have, well, I'm sorry. And that is I Know What You Did Last Summer, not the remake. We don't talk about that one. Good God, that was horrible. What a movie. That was a movie. I made my boyfriend, he had never seen them, so I made him watch the originals. And I was like, okay, let's watch this. And like, he was gagged. He was like, this is so good. Love a good classic, like teen slasher movie. I love them so much. And then when we saw the new one, we were like, what the hell was that? Original, she's just so good. And I remember when my mom passed away, that whole day, I just watched all of the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies, and it holds a special place in my heart now because of that. I already love them, but now I just think about like that was like such a comforting movie for me, I guess. You only watch the new one and not the originals for some reason. Please watch the originals. I love 1 and 2. 2 is just, it's not that great, but it's so fun. Next, The Ugly Stepsister. This came out this year, and oh my god, we were like squirming in our seats. This was so fun. It's basically kind of like a horror retelling of Cinderella, which is so cool. Fairy tale kingdom where beauty is brutal business. Elvira battles to compete with her incredibly beautiful sister, and she will go to any length to catch the prince's eye. It is so gross. There's a lot of like body horror in here, and there's just like a lot of different aspects that are just so gross. Like, we were literally like covering our eyes. Such a good watch. This is on Shudder right now. I think it did have a theatrical release. I didn't get to see it in theaters. I missed it, but I did watch it on Shudder, and it was such a pleasant surprise and definitely one of my favorites of the year for sure. This was a random Tubi find. I actually saw somebody on TikTok. I'll try to see if I could find their TikTok and I'll put it down below. But they had mentioned that they saw this movie on Tubi, and I ran to Letterboxd and rated this immediately after watching this. What a pleasant random surprise from a Tubi banger. Tubi has bangers. Don't ever sleep on Tubi. And this is Allison's Birthday. It's from 1981. During a Ouija board session with her teenage friend, 16-year-old Allison gets a message from beyond the grave not to go home for her birthday 3 years later. I'm blind, and I watched this, and wow. Kind of reminds me for sure of like Rosemary's Baby and The House of the Devil Had a Baby. This is like what it reminds me of, and it is so good. Such a good movie. Like, I want to try to find this on VHS. Like, I want to own this. It is so good and such a pleasant random find. Like, I was gagged, but don't sleep on her. She's a good movie. I was so happy with this one. Next is Together. Now, I will say I think I had really high expectations for this movie, but it didn't fully exceed my expectations, but I still really liked it, and I loved the body horror of the movie a lot. I love body horror. It's one of my favorite genres of horror movies, but I think after The Substance coming out last year and just the incredible body horror, especially like practical effects too, I wish like Together would have also had such good things like that as well, but I don't want to compare the movies because they're not the same at all, but just having similar kind of body horror movies come out within a certain time frame, like, it obviously makes you want to compare it, but overall, I really liked the movie. Certain parts in here where I was like, I would never end up in this situation because I would never do those things. So it was like frustrating, but like in a good way, because I'm just like, why are you doing these things? Like, why are you doing this? And you're in this situation now. But overall, like, I definitely would rewatch it like during Halloween time. It's a good body horror movie, like great one that came out this year. So I wanted to include it on this list because I know a lot of people really, really did like it as well. I think I was just being a little nitpicky considering my favorite movie last year was The Substance. Next is Black Swan. Now, you can say this is a horror movie, you can say this is not. I consider it a horror movie. It is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I decided to put it on this list. Recently did a re-release for the 15th anniversary in IMAX, and oh my god, wow. What a masterpiece. I just will never get over this movie and how great it is. Like, I could talk about this movie for hours. If you've seen this movie, then you know the fingernail scene is literally the only scene in like all of like horror movie history that makes me look away from the screen, that I like physically cannot watch. I don't know why. It's always, I don't know what it is about that scene in particular, but always never been able to like actually keep looking at the screen. It just grosses me out so much. I don't know why. Out of all the horror movies in the world, that's what gets me. This is a horror movie in my opinion. It's a horror movie on this list. It is such a masterpiece in every sense of the word. This is an immediate like 100% 5 out of 5. Like, it will never be topped. I love this movie so much. Okay, don't whack me for this one. All right. Do I consider this like a really big Halloween movie? No. But I would feel like a phony if I didn't put this one on my list, because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's a horror movie. And I'm still gonna watch it during Halloween season, even though it's snowy and it gives winter vibes. Okay? I don't care. Nosferatu from last year. Obviously, this came out in December, so I didn't get to put it on my list for last year. But I saw this shit 5 times in theaters. I watch it almost every single night now. It's one of my favorite movies ever, and it is just so beautiful. The scene where they're in the forest is one of my favorite scenes cinematically of all time. I cannot get over how much I love this movie. Every time I watch it, it gags me every single time. Once that shit came on Peacock, and once I bought the DVD, I watch it all the time now. I put it on to go to sleep. I put it on whenever I just feel like watching it. It is just so good. Watched this 5 times in IMAX because I needed to see it so many times in IMAX until I couldn't anymore, until they took it out. One of my favorite movies of all time, and I know it's all wintry and it's snowy and it gives winter Christmassy vibes, but I don't care. All right. I don't care. I'm gonna put it on this list because it's a horror movie at the end of the day. And this is a horror movie list after all. So I don't care. I'm putting it on here anyway. I love an early 2000 movie. I hold such a deep, special place in my heart. So the next movie is May. I don't think I've put this on any list yet. If I have, again, I've made a lot of these lists so far. I don't remember. A socially awkward vet assistant with a lazy eye and obsession with perfection descends after developing a crush on a boy with perfect hands. This is the movie for weird girls, and I love this movie so much. I remember watching this when I was younger, and it is just perfect. I love Angela Bettis. Like, she is so, I love her so much. She's also in Girl Interrupted. She's in 12-Hour Shift. She did the remake of Carrie. Such a good actress. She's definitely like the perfect person to play this role. And I love this cover for the movie as well. Like, the poster for it is one of my favorites. Okay, next is The Monkey. This also came out really early this year, so it's kind of getting lost in like the list of movies that people are putting together for this year, but I loved this movie. I know it kind of had mixed reviews. I really liked it. I thought there was so many good scenes in here that were like really creepy and fun. Like, it was a good time. Twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey. A series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged brothers to confront the cursed toy. So fun. I honestly loved this movie so much. It was one of my favorites of this year. Next is 1997's Cube. This is also one of my favorite movies as well. Not the best movie ever, but I love watching this. I can't believe I haven't included this on my list before, but a group of strangers find themselves trapped in a maze-like prison. It soon becomes clear that each of them possess the peculiar skills necessary to escape if they don't wind up dead first. So this kind of reminds me, like, the synopsis sounds like Escape Room. Obviously, Escape Room came out way later, but this was so good. I remember I watched this for the first time like years ago, and I was like, oh my god, love this movie. Interesting premise, and I think it's really fun. It's like a lower budget movie, and I love it. I love lower budget movies. Next is Companion. I came out of this theater so happy and saying good for her. I love a movie like that. This was so fun. I absolutely adore this movie. If you saw the trailer at all, I'm so sorry. This, unfortunately, was one of the movies that I did see the trailer for, and I was pissed that I saw it because it completely ruins the movie. Like, ruins the entire plot twist. Like, it is so stupid. And this movie in particular was the one that I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done watching trailers. I'm done because if I didn't know what the plot twist was in this movie, I would have been even more gagged. Yeah, during a weekend getaway at a secluded lakeside estate, a group of friends finds themselves entangled in a web of secret deception and advanced technology. Tensions rise and loyalties are tested. They uncover unsettling truths about themselves and the world around them. This is definitely in my list of good for her movies, and that's all I'm going to say. If you like good for her movies, this is the one for you. Next is American Mary. I remember watching this for the first time and I loved this. My mom showed this movie to me. And also like Catherine Isabel from Ginger Snaps is in this. So like I obviously was like, yes. A young medical student struggling to pay tuition is drawn into the shady world of underground body modification. So fun. I've been seeing a lot of more people talk about this movie like the last like couple of years, which I'm really happy about because I love this movie so much. I've seen a lot of like costumes doing her like whole outfit and everything. Another good for her movie, which is why I put those two back to back. Okay, next is Your Monster. Justice for Your Monster. I feel like nobody talked about this last year. We love Melissa Brewer in this household and I will watch every movie and support every movie she's in forever. Like honestly, one of those perfect movies to watch during October, during Halloween season. After her life falls apart, soft-spoken actress Laura Franco finds her voice again when she meets a terrifying yet weirdly charming monster living in her closet. I love this movie so much. Like I could watch this every single day, and honestly it just is one of those movies that I will like never get tired of. This with Lisa Frankenstein is like a perfect like double feature if you like that kind of movie. You laugh, you want to cry, you want to yell, and this is another like good for her type of movie as well. Next is Funny Games, the 1997 one, not the remake. I haven't seen the remake and I actually just watched this for the first time. I know my friend Kari always talks about this movie and I've seen so many people talk about it. What took me so long? Oh my god, this is like my exact favorite type of movie. Two psychotic young men take a mother, father, and son hostage in their vacation cabin and force them to play sadistic games with one another for their own amusement. If you like Killing of a Sacred Deer, I feel like this is kind of in that same boat. Very disturbing, very bleak. I love a bleak movie. And there's one scene in here that like goes down in history. Watching this for the first time, I wish I could rewatch that scene for the first time over again. It's fantastic. And yeah, if you like Killing of a Sacred Deer, which that's one of my favorite movies of all time, I feel like you would really like this. I haven't seen the remake, but I do want to watch it because I feel like even the remake has good reviews, so I will watch that eventually. I cannot believe I didn't put this on my list last year. I'm shocked. I don't know what happened, but one of my favorite movies of last year, which was Strange Darling, this movie, 5 out of 5. 10 out of 10 stars. So fantastic. I could talk about this movie forever. It is beautiful. It is cinematic. This is what I think of when I think of movies. Like this was so fantastic. Nothing is what it seems when a twisted one-night stand spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree. The colors of this movie, I yearn for movies with color. Everything is so dark and dull these days, I swear. This is so beautiful. I love how this movie is set up. It's set up in chapters and it's perfect. I saw this in theaters and I was absolutely like blown away. It was beautiful in theaters, but there's so many little things in this movie that like when I got to finally watch it at home and like pause certain scenes to like see things, I loved it even more. I adore this movie. It is perfect. Willa Fitzgerald is in this. So she was so good. And then I love Kyle Gallner. Like, I will die for him. My favorite Scream King, if you will. Should have gotten an Oscar nomination for cinematography. That's even the screenplay. The screenplay was so good. Wow. I love this movie so much. I don't know how I didn't put this on my list last year. Next, we're going to go into an older horror movie. This is from the mid-2000s, and this movie has stuck with me for a very long time. Is it that good? Probably not, but it's one of those movies that like I think about often, and I'm like, I just loved that movie growing up, and that is Boogeyman. The horrible monster feeling young children's nightmares, but for Tim, the Boogeyman still lives in his memories as a creature that devoured his father 16 years ago. Is the Boogeyman real, or did Tim make it up to explain why his father abandoned his family? Making this list, and I was like, you know what? I didn't forget about that movie, but I just like was like, I've never put it on this list. I love it, and you know, Barry Watson, what happened to him? Is he okay? I don't know. He was like everywhere at one point. Of like old mid-2000s teen horror movies. They're one of my favorite genres, and there's a lot of creepy things in here. I love it. Okay, is this technically a Christmas movie? Yeah. but it's also Art the Clown. So like, duh. Terrifier 3. I'm not going to go that into it. You guys know I love Terrifier. Great. I love it. I think about this movie all the time. I think Terrifier 2 still reigns supreme to me. Terrifier 2 is unmatched, but this one, I rewatched it the other day again, and I'm just like, holy shit. This movie is like insane. There's so many scenes in here. I can't believe that like these scenes had made it into the theater. Like, the Santa scene, like the scene with the kids is absolutely diabolical. It's crazy. Is my favorite icon besides like Freddy. And I just love Terrifier. And of course I'm going to include it in this list. I know it's a Christmas movie. It's fine. Because I'm going to still watch it during Halloween because I love watching Terrifier during Halloween and everything. Every day actually, but I'm gonna still watch it during Halloween. I watched it the other day and it is just so fun. Also, like I just went to horror nights and like seeing Art everywhere just made me so happy because I have been longing for Art to have the recognition that he deserves finally. I've been like a day one Terrifier stan, alright? So seeing him everywhere at horror nights, seeing the maze, everything has made me so happy. Like, getting towards the end here, so next is I See You. I saw this randomly, I think in like 2020. During COVID, me and my mom were just watching like every horror movie that we had on our list, and this was one of them. And this was so surprisingly really good. I ever hear anybody talk about this movie, like I love this movie so much. Underrated gem, like 1000%. When a 10-year-old boy goes missing, lead investigator Greg Harper struggles to balance the pressure of the investigation and troubles with his wife, Jackie. Facing a recent affair, great strain is put on the family that slowly gnaws away at Jackie's grip on reality. But after a malicious presence manifests itself in their home and puts their son Connor in mortal danger, the cold, hard truth about the evil in the Harper household is finally uncovered. I will not tell you anymore. Don't watch the trailer. Just go in blind. You know, Letterboxd, and it has like, for the most part, like decent reviews, which I'm glad to see. There are some like mixed ones, but for the most part, I think overall it's really like well received. So really good like horror movie. Okay. Next, I don't think I've put this on a list. If I have, again, I'm sorry. But that is Dr. Sleep. And you know what? I love this movie, and I'm not afraid to say that I like this movie more than The Shining. I don't care. Ian McGregor in this, perfect. Perfect casting. They're one of those like pretty much perfect movies to me. Every scene in this movie is just incredible. I remember watching this in theaters and I remember in the back of my mind, I was like, holy shit, this movie is so good. Everyone in this movie is fantastic. Rebecca Ferguson is so good in this movie too. Like, everyone is just so good. Like, the kid actor, like everyone. Like, I don't know why, because it's Mike Flanagan, it's Ian McGregor, it's a sequel to The Shining. Like, I don't feel like I hear a lot of people talk about this movie, but they should because it is just perfect. If you are familiar with the 8 Films to Die For, it came out in 2006, I believe. It was like a horror fest. I remember my mom went to the theater and saw all 8 movies. And when they came out on DVD, we got them. I don't know what happened to them, but I don't remember if we like rented them or whatever, but I loved this whole thing. I thought of like all these 8 films that were like too scary for like audiences and stuff like that. And looking back now, I'm like, they were not. But it was just like a really cool idea back then. It was the After Dark Horror Fest. 8 Films to Die For. I think they did this like a couple times, but the original 8 have stuck with me for so long. I recently thrifted the box set of the DVDs. I remember the movies, like, I was like, oh my god, I love these so much. So I almost put all 8 to like kind of cheat, but I didn't. So I picked 3 that have stuck with me for a very long time, and that is number 27, 28, and 29 on this list, and that is Reincarnation, Grave Dancers, and Unrest. I really love Reincarnation. The movie is a Japanese horror movie. Japanese actress begins having strange visions and experiences after landing a role in a horror film about a real-life murder spree that took place over 40 years ago. The movie has stuck with me for so long. I remember like one scene in this movie that like I think about all the time, so it made me really want to put it on this list. It wasn't like the best movie ever, but there's like one scene that like genuinely scared me. And the next one is Grave Dancers. After a night of drunken exploits, Allison, Harris, and Kira are chased and terrorized by the ghost of a pyromaniac, an axe murderer, and a rapist. Remember like the poster for this one. And I think this one is a fun watch. I'm gonna rewatch. I think I really want to rewatch all 8 on Halloween. I think that would be really fun. If you want to do the same, do it. But these were the 3 that like stuck out to me the most. This one was Unrest. Really remember loving this one. My mom also really liked this one. Pathology med student suspects that the spirit of a dead cadaver in the hospital morgue where she works is killing off all of those who handle or desecrate the body. This was like such a fun watch. I love a mid-2000s horror movie. I said it a million times, but like I really do love those like mid-2000s horrors. It's just very nostalgic to me. They all might not be that great, but I think that they're worth the watch. I love watching those kind of movies. So number 30, this is another mid-2000s. This is The Hitcher from 2007. Driving through New Mexico desert during a rainy night, college students give a ride to a hitchhiker. While in the car, the stranger proves to be a psychopath threatening the young couple with a knife, but Jim successfully throws him out of the car. This sets off a chain of events that will change all of their lives forever. Sophia Bush is in this, my beloved. I love Sophia Bush. She like really beats those like mid-2000s horror movies. I think that they're just so fun to watch, especially during October. It just really puts you in the right vibe, like in the right mood. And it's just a good time every single time. There's a needle drop in here that's so good. I love it. I think that this is like one of those ones that I actually do think it is pretty good. Putting my DVD shelf together recently, I found my DVD and I was like, oh my god, I forgot how much I really like this movie. So that is number 30. Okay, last but not least, number 31. And this is the movie I do think you should watch on October 31st on Halloween night. This is the perfect movie to watch on Halloween, and that is Clown in a Cornfield. This came out this year. And it is so good. Like, I cannot get over how good this movie is. Quinn and her father have just moved to the quiet town of Kettle Springs, hoping for a fresh start. Instead, she discovers a fractured community that has fallen on hard times after the treasured Bay Pin corn syrup factory burned down. As the locals bicker amongst themselves and tensions boil over, a sinister, grinning feature emerges from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens, one bloody victim at a time. So fun. It definitely reminds me of like those early 2000s movies. It's gonna go down as one of those classics. I mean, it just came out this year, but I think this was so fun. It is on Shudder. I feel like there's definitely a lot of slasher movies, a lot of clown movies now, even, especially after like Terrifier really blew up. I feel like clowns are like obviously always gonna be done a lot, but this does it in a fun and different way. And I think it was such a good watch. And it just made me have such a good time. Like, we were watching this, like, giggling and kicking our feet because I love these types of movies so much. Looking for, like, the perfect movie to watch with friends, putting on, like, a candle, like, making everything, like, super fun and cozy and, like, spooky in the house. Like, putting this on is perfect. But, like, this, Trick or Treat, Cobweb, like, all of those, like, perfect throw on during Halloween night movies, like that's one of them. And I think it is just so good. Also be good on the first as well, because I feel like that would just get you right in the Halloween spirit. Okay, that is all 31 movies, and this is officially my 5th annual 31 Days of Horror. Thank you guys for sticking around. Full-length YouTube video does not come around as often anymore. I really appreciate all you guys that are still here and still look forward to these types of videos. I still think this is my favorite video to film because I just love talking about movies. I said Hallowtreens does start today, so make sure to go follow me over on Instagram. I'm very active over there, and I will be posting all of my Halloween looks over there. I'm also super active on TikTok, so I'll be posting videos of looks over there as well. I am just so excited for this spooky season. It really is my time to thrive, and I just feel the spooky spirit coming into me already. That you guys like this list this year. Every year, I swear, it's like such a challenge to put together like the perfect list, but hopefully you guys like this one, and I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for always sticking around and supporting me on any platform that I'm on. I really appreciate it, and the support really doesn't ever go unnoticed. So thank you guys. I love you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.